I'm going to do some desperately needed repairs to my mother's house. This is the first bathroom, and I'm going to be replacing the sinks in all the bathrooms, but this is the first one I'm going to tackle. I believe it's the worst of them. I've already turned the water off at the stop valves, so there's no water running, but this faucet was dripping, just dripping constantly, and that's why we have all this damage and stains and stuff, and it's been doing that for years, I guess. So this is the before picture of it, and the plumbing underneath. I've already started disassembling stuff, but you can see it's all old metal, and I'll be replacing that with the modern day plastic stuff. So there you go. Alright, so I've got the first basin removed, and I'm not liking the drain here. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to adapt the plastic P-trap kits that I bought to this, but and it took me quite a while to get this out. It was a pain, but that's where we are. So here's the three sinks that I replaced in my mother's house, and these are old cast iron from the 70s, very heavy, and they rust, as you can see, when you have water leaks. Cast iron. So these are going to be recycled and decommissioned. But so they were in bad shape, in need of maintenance for probably 10 years. The plumbing underneath was brittle. In many cases, when I tried to remove it, it just destroyed, it just crushed. It was mostly chrome-plated brass for the drains and copper inlets, but all three replaced. So this is one of the sinks that was replaced. I have a nice brand new Delta faucet, very nice. This is the utility bathroom that I guess it gets the most use in the house, simply because it's away from the living areas and people. It's close. I guess it's closest to the kitchen and things of that nature. So anyway, that's the first one that got replaced. This is the second one that was replaced. This is this is the common bathroom that's off of a hallway that leads to the different bedrooms. So you'll notice it's the same as the first. It's the exact same basin and Delta faucet setup. And this is the third one. This is in the master bathroom. This was the most challenging to replace because the cabinet had very narrow accesses, and I'm a big person, so my arms were barely long enough to do any work in there. The trick on this one was you had to install everything on the sink, the faucet, the inlet water hoses, before you set the sink. In all three cases, the sink had to be basically glued in using a silicone adhesive. And in my case, I used the DAP brand. It was the cheapest, and I know DAP is known as being a good product. But generally, how this is done is, first of all, you remove all the old plumbing. You do repairs before you put the sink in as much as you can. Then you would put adhesive on the cabinet all the way around, first on the cabinet. Then you would flip the sink upside down and do the same thing. Put the adhesive all the way around on the lip edge of the sink basin, and then you would set it in and you'd move it around, and you take your finger and you wipe off the excess all the way around, and then you get a wet sponge and clean up the excess. Anywhere that you may have accidentally damaged your seal, then you would go back and add a little bit and use your finger to smooth it out. That's how it's done.